welcome Jacqui Jagger. Let me give you a chance just to introduce yourself to people in a way that you feel comfortable.
So I am Jacqui Jagger and I am a leadership and career coach. Work mostly so my specialist subject is working with leaders who are new into their role. So typically within the first kind of 90 days, but sometimes there's that phase where they've started a role, it's gone swimmingly to start with, and then actually there's wobbles or things aren't working out a little bit further in. But yeah, typically in the first 12 months or so when people have started new roles is when I work with people and support them to be at their best in leadership.
Fabulous. And what is your strapline, please?
I help people to dodge the dickhead trap and lead with confidence.
Which I love, because I've just been reminded of your talk title for last year, which was something like "Don't let a dickhead define your self-worth" or something like that, wasn't it? So that's what you're in store for, everyone. With me and Jacqui chatting, that's what you're up for. So amazing. Yeah, so I've said it a couple of times already. You've been to both of them. You've been to both of the events that have already happened, and you're coming back for a third time after having been a speaker last year and shared all your wisdom with us. So tell me, what's enticing you to come back for a third time?
Honestly, I wouldn't miss it. For me, I still remember walking in. So I don't go to a lot of events. I do a lot of chatting to people online, having virtual cuppers, one-to-one, a lot of that kind of more intimate, getting to know people one-to-one, that side of it. Although I don't appear this way, I'm a massive introvert. So to me, walking into a room full of strangers and having to do small talk over coffee is generally my idea of hell. So I am very selective about what events I go to. And I still remember the first big meet, and I'd booked and was sat on one of the tables right at the front. And one of the first slides that you put up was, "Come as you are, take what you need, give if you can." And that for me was just, set the tone. It was exactly the day that I needed it to be at that time. What I took from the first one was very different from what I took from last year, and I'm in a different place. And so I know that what I'll get from this year will be different. But I think for me, the real difference between what I've experienced of the big meet compared to other events is just that sense of the connection with other people and that feeling of nobody feels like a stranger. It feels like it's a room of incredible, inspiring people that you just want to be able to chat to more people. So no matter how much time you've got, it's never enough. I need to go back and meet some more people.
Oh, amazing. That gave me the tingles when you said that about that slide. What did that mean for you in that moment when you saw that slide?
Oh, you're going to make me emotional now.
No. I'm good at that, though, aren't I?
You're very good at that. I believe your coaching style is known as being that dickhead who makes people cry.
Yes.
So, at the point that I went to the first big meet, I had a really difficult 12 months personally. So nothing had happened to me personally, but my dad had 2 heart attacks and nearly died. He lives in Australia, so he was on the other side of the world. And because of COVID, hadn't seen him since pre-COVID at that point. A really good friend of mine had emergency brain surgery and had a stroke as a complication. And we'd had 2 bereavements in the family. So this was me going to the first big meet, was coming off the back of a really testing time in terms of kind of my resilience and where I was at personally. And I think one of the things that typically I perceive myself, and others often perceive me, as the kind of the calm, the strong one, the level-headed one. And so to have that slide and have that permission to take, that hit for me.
Yes. Gosh, that's so powerful. It makes me a bit emotional too, actually. And I think you've just made my mind up about one of the questions that I've had about this year, which is, do I do that opener again, knowing that there are people who've seen it twice already? And I've really been toying with that, and like, how do I make it different? And do I need to make it different? And I think based on what you've just said, the answer is no, because there will be people who are in the room for the first time, and that, like you, that people who've been there for 3 that will be your third time, who will still take something different from that. because that is the whole point of the Big Meet. I make such a point of this as an opener, which is like, we have to stop suppressing the fact that we're humans with a ton of shit going on outside of work. Like, we suppress it all the time in work, don't we?
Yeah.
Especially as HR professionals. I know that people do this across the board, but as HR professionals, we're in a really unique position where not only we got everything going on, like everything that you just described, we're then expected to help other people whilst they're having their human experience, and just not even acknowledge the fact that we're sitting there with all that stuff going on. That's been really powerful for me, and thank you for sharing that here.
I think one of the things to say is that there is also just that immense swell of positivity and the humour as well for me. Like, there was that hit really hard, but within 5 minutes, we were joking about the experience of being in HR and being the person that for some reason people think that you're the one that sends out an email when the shit stains in the toilet. So there's the deep stuff, and that importance of taking time for yourself, but it's also just such an uplifting event, and you will go away feeling like it's like you've had a I don't know, a Barocco. You go out with that sense of a difference that's happened in such a short space of time. And that, I think, comes from the expert way that you weave that kind of very human experience and all the depth that comes with it, with the humour. And you are also really funny.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's really powerful for me to hear, because people who will come to the Big Meet completely happy with like where they are, in a really supported place, feeling really great about their work. And then there will be people who are completely not feeling great about that work. And it's finding that balance for people, isn't it? Because again, as HR professionals, we're seen as, you're not meant to have fun, you're not meant to swear, and you have to maintain this professional mask. The Big Meet is intended as a place where you can drop that. Like, I've again been so frustrated in the past of going to networking events where I've just thought, like, why is no one talking about how it really is? We love to intellectualize and be like, oh, I'm doing all this great stuff, and then no one's talking about the realities of being that person who's being asked to sort out the shit stains and the, come on. Because that's not what any of us signed up for, is it? Like, none of us were like, oh, I dream of a day when I'm going to get emailed about shit in the toilet.
One of my most used, when I was in house, I remember one of my most used phrases from one of my team was like, oh, so-and-so's asked this, so-and-so's, I was like, not us, it's not us, it's not us. Like, tell them to send the email out themselves.
Not us. No. So tell me, again, we'll have people who are in-house and people who are like yourself, like self-employed consultants or with some kind of HR adjacent guys. From your own experience as someone who's self-employed, what are some of the main benefits that you have taken from coming to the Big Meet?
I think for me, it's a huge part of it has been around that community. And I think when you are self-employed, that opportunity to be around other people who get it and who have that shared experience is so valuable. We've got the Heartbeat app and people are able to connect, and I know that you've got plans for making it easier for people to connect on the day this year, so that people that are coming alone, which can feel incredibly daunting whether you're in-house or self-employed, but for me it's that sense of having that community of people who do get it, who are there for you when there's rants, who will answer questions. There's such generosity of spirit, and that's within the day, but also if you want it, it's there in the community that kind of sits alongside.
Yes.
So that's been a huge part of what's really kept me engaged, and absolutely cannot wait for the Big Meet this year. And I'm bringing my business partner this year. She couldn't make it last year because they were going on holiday, so she didn't get to hear me speak. But yeah, she's coming along with me as well this year. So.
Oh, brilliant. And I'm forever jealous of like the brilliant relationship that you've got with Amanda as well. Did you know her before the Big Meet, or was that?
No. So Amanda is an HR consultant who is local to me. And we met on one of the virtual networking sessions after the big meet itself. And she lives local to me. So she was having lunch in a cafe and she was talking about where she was. And I was like, oh, that's really close to me. So yeah, we hit it off from then and we meet up. And yeah, we're literally we're both now a bit hectic. So we've nailed in this morning our date for our next kind of in-person get together. So yeah, it's brought very kind of real relationships from it as well, not just from the day.
Yeah, I'm always so jealous of you two meeting up and going for coffee and stuff. I wish I was closer. It's like, I want to be invited. And actually, you mentioned making it easy to connect with people. This is a good time to let people know that Jacqui has volunteered to be a super connector on the day. So the idea is that there are going to be people around who are, we're calling them super connectors, as people who can see people who might be on their own, who you can go to if you're like, I really do want to connect with people, but I hate going up to people and making that initial introduction. So you can go and approach all of the super connectors and they can help you make those connections. Is there anything else that you think people need to know about the big meet that we haven't already covered?
Just get their ticket if they haven't already. It's literally... it's the best thing that you can do for yourself personally as well as professionally. And I think it's just so important that people do take the time to do that. And honestly, the impact that the days have, you just can't articulate it in words. That's the bit that's so frustrating. It's like, I can't really articulate exactly how and why things shift, but they do.
But we can articulate it actually, Jacqui, because in the first year we did a vision activity, didn't we? And you were like, I'm really surprised, but I saw myself on stage. So then you were like, and having seen that, could I speak at the big meet? Year 2, the impact was that you came and you spoke and you shared your wisdom. And then year 3, you just told us about how many successes you've got business-wise and how things are taken off and things are hectic for you. That's not all entirely attributable to the big meet. I know that. But as a catalyst, perhaps there's something in that.
Absolutely. And I think that's that sense of inspiration to believe in what's possible. And I think that's where the shifts start. That's where things do change. And yeah, in the first big meet, so Lorraine was on the door and Lorraine and I had a virtual one-to-one. So she literally said to me, oh, I need to give you a different colour band. And then she was like, oh, no, you're not speaking. And then you did the visualization exercise and it was imagining where we would be in 12 months. Yeah. And literally, it honestly just fell out of my mouth where I just said, speaking on stages. And I was like, I had no idea that was what I imagined. But yeah, and then last year I was there on stage, like coming on to Pink. So yeah, it was just very real catalyst for that. And yeah, and I absolutely had a ball speaking as well. It was just the vibe when you're on stage and the audience is so supportive. It was just incredible.
It's the best crowd. I love it. Okay, so thank you so much. You've entirely validated for me everything that I tried to create, because you told me that's what you've experienced. So that's incredible. Just as something for me I don't know why I'm doing this, but for me to take away and like just completely hold on to, what's it you call it, smile file?
Yes.
Smile file? Yeah, so that's going in my smile file. And if you have been enticed to come along to the big meet and to meet Jacqui and to spend time with people and to see what's possible for you, then there's that QR code again. We would love to see you. Jacqui's looking for more people to meet. So am I. So why don't you be one of them?
Say hi.
Yeah, come and say hi. So Jacqui, thank you so much for being part of this conversation. Thank you so much for your support. Also, everyone else, a ticket. What more can I say?
Come see us.
Come see us. See you soon.